This article here is from the cryptobasic.com, and it's titled Ripple is solely holding payment licenses in 31 US states. Now that's what I like to hear. And doesn't it add up? They told people that they were going to be going after the commercial banks. Now there's no guarantee they're going to get them, but I think that they are. There's a lot of banks on the table. I think we can take a huge chunk over time. We can take a huge chunk of those banks that work with Swift. I really believe that. And this is a step in the right direction. It says here, the XRP community now sees another reason to be bullish about the potential of XRP. In this case, the XRP Army's bullishness centers around the multitude of licenses Ripple holds across many jurisdictions in the United States. In a recent tweet, XRP influencer Wall Street Bulls highlighted that Ripple holds regulatory approval in 31 United States. United States. Why did I say it like that? I don't know. So in particular, these are money transmitter licenses. The influencer argued that such many approvals grant Ripple and XRP a unique advantage. I'll definitely will say that. Yes. And I tell you what, I think 2024 is going to get very interesting. I do. You have things like this. They're working hard. We know how hard they work, right? We saw what was going on with on-demand liquidity during the entire time we didn't have regulatory clarity. Now we do. How much harder are they going to be working now, or have been working? It says, according to Wall Street Bulls, neither Bitcoin or ETH boast a similar feat. It says, moreover, the XRP influencer highlighted the MTLs as a revolutionary development solely benefiting XRP within the crypto space. All right, we're going to stop there. But that's a major event that has been unveiled. Very good in my humble opinion. Listen, and another thing, remember, not only did they say they're going after the commercial banks, but they've been constantly talking about going after small businesses. All of this goes together. They know something big. They're not saying anything. It's the same thing with Stellar. Now, see, the difference is that Ripple, they keep a good line of information being fed to the media sources, which is great. And it's interesting because I really do feel like, even though some of that information is very powerful, very potent, we've had a great time. I appreciate Ripple and anybody building on the XRPL for continuously putting out that information, because a lot of companies don't. And it makes it very, very boring and difficult to people who have invested their money to know what's going on with things. Ripple doesn't do that, right? But I still feel that they're sitting on huge announcements. They just can't make them yet. Sitting on huge announcements, no matter what big ones we've seen so far, and it's been very good ones, we haven't seen anything yet, which makes the future very exciting, in my humble opinion. So now let's move on to this next article here. Once again, I appreciate anybody who is present here. Thank you so much for being here. I will never forget those who have shown me love, and they're consistent with showing up. I appreciate you and thank you. This article here is from the cryptobasic.com, and it's titled XRP price to rise with XRPL adoption, industry leader claims. I agree with that. I don't see why that anyone would go against that. As the adoption of the XRP ledger continues to rise, a prominent blockchain project advisor believes XRPs. Why does it say it like this? It says believes XRPs will surge. It's a typo. XRP's price will surge accordingly, stating his reasons. Says although investor interest in XRP has waned, well, you're talking price wise, right? So price wise, yeah, you could say that. But institutionally, we've read reports where institutions are more interested in the XRPL and XRP than ever before. They just haven't jumped in fully just yet, But once again, I will say I do believe that big money controls the market, so everything is very much suppressed. They keep it down when they want. If there's any big purchases, there's going to be a big sell at the same time. Like they're keeping everything low, suppressed for whatever reason. That's just my humble opinion. It says here, although investor interest in XRP has waned, as evidenced by the high selling pressure on the crypto asset by design, by the way, I think that's by design. Some industry leaders believe its adoption will only surge from here. I agree with that 100%. Says Kevin Cage, a prominent crypto investor and advisor to Iron Key Capital, recently echoed these sentiments. Contrary to some unpopular opinions, Cage submitted that XRP's price would appreciate as XRP ledger adoption rises. Okay. Says he remarked, quote, I've seen some comments claiming that the XRPL will become widely adopted, but that XRP will not appreciate in value with it. Okay. I don't know why anybody would say that. That's like, I don't understand that. All these banks set up to utilize on-demand liquidity. Payment channels are the best things that the XRPL has to offer. I just don't understand that. It says, as liquidity, connectivity, and development grow on the XRPL, XRP will likely appreciate too. The banks step in, XRP will go up. It has regulatory clarity. The banks can control XRP completely. There's only a small handful of us that hold XRP, right? In comparison to the population of the world, just a small bit of us. They don't care, nor do, just like they don't care with gold. And they still buy gold, right? They can control it. And I think they will take over XRP actually. And when those banks step in, that's when the price moves. Simple as that. Let the regular people believe what they're going to believe. Regular people sat down when the .com bubble happened, didn't they? Right? Regular people sat down when it was the gold rush, correct? There was only the gold prospectors running everywhere, getting all that gold, right? And then they got rich because nobody else wanted to put in that hard work. They didn't believe. And the gold prospectors were going around and they were digging in the dirt, and sometimes they didn't find anything, but they put in the hard work and then they found some and they lived well. They found generational wealth. Same thing is going to happen here. The regular people are going to sit down while all the big institutions are getting in. What are they going to get into? So you have Bitcoin, right? I guess ETH. I don't know if ETH is in the clear now. I'm not sure. You have XRP with complete regulatory clarity. You have the rest of the bank coins that I would believe benefit from XRP's regulatory clarity. You have them. Other than that, even with the utility coins, other than the bank coins and Bitcoin and possibly ETH, what else are the big institutions going to play in that's considered completely safe? We don't have regulatory clarity across the board just yet. So a lot of that money, it's possible for it to flood into something like XRP. I think if we're just using plain logic, right? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Says how, we're going to skip that part. Let's go here to this next article. Next article is titled, it's from U.Today, and it's titled, Ripple versus SEC case unrevealed XRP memo put into spotlight by legal analysts. You know what? I want to say this before we jump into this article. Doing these videos, it relaxes me for some reason. I don't know why. It does. It does. It relaxes me when I start using my mind in these analytical ways. It just calms me down. I like it. I like it. I do. Don't get me wrong. You face a lot of harshness on this internet, but actually reading the articles and giving my thoughts, it just relaxes me. I'm feeling a little bit better. Feeling a little bit better right now. You know, I was feeling very fiery the last few days, but right now I'm starting to feel just a little bit better. Yeah. I hope you all are feeling better out there also. I hope not feeling better. You probably weren't feeling like I was, but I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing good in whatever you're doing. All right. It says here, John E. Deaton, an attorney closely following Ripple's battle against the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, recently suggested that a 2018 internal memo from enforcement officers did not recommend any action against Ripple for its sale of XRP tokens. The memo itself remains undisclosed due to privilege, but its lack of recommendation implies that as of June 13, 2018, the enforcement lawyers at the SEC were not convinced that XRP should be classified as a security. Why are we going over this again? They already admitted that it's not a security. Well, let's continue on and see what's going on. This raises questions about, whether Ripple executives, okay, I see, could have known they were in potential violation of securities law. So this is about the next part of the case, which is about Garlinghouse and the others. So Deaton's comment came after legal expert Bill Morgan weighed in on the issue as well, critiquing the SEC's position on the intrinsic value of digital assets like XRP. Morgan argues that the SEC seems intent on establishing that digital assets lack intrinsic value. Well, I'll say this. I don't care what they think. I don't care what they, as long as the judge on whatever case, and we just had a great judge in the Honorable Analyst Torres, clears things up and says, hey, listen, these are not securities. That's all that matters to me. And then we can play. And right now we can play, right? And hopefully for a lot of the other cryptos, if they have to battle the SEC, they will win as well, and they can play also. And so as we're heading towards a future where there will be another bull run is coming. And I'm going to tell you what. Now, I believe we're going to go through one or two lulls, right? Like, bloody market time periods. We're already in one. So there may be another one coming because there's a lot of catalysts for it. But if we make it through those, there's the possibility for a very strong bull run. And I'll give you one caveat, one variable. Listen, because of certain things going on economically, they may at some point be forced to turn the money printer back on. I'm telling you, we're in a depression. We're in a depression, folks. The people can barely survive. They're going to have to turn that money printer back on. And when they turn that money printer back, and I think they're delaying it on purpose, when they turn that money printer back on, listen, it's going to be beautiful. Beautiful. Listen, I keep saying, listen, my apologies. The government and their debt right now, they're barely, are they paying interest? Like they're barely like they have to pay like $1 trillion interest or such like that, right? They're going to have to turn the money printer back on. So listen, there is a bull run coming. I think at that time, that's when all of these things will benefit greatly. Not financial advice, it's just my humble opinion. Let's move on to this next article here. All right. So now, this article is also from the cryptobasic.com. Hey, what can you do? Crypto Basic has been doing such a great job. I mean, they get information from everywhere. Right now, I think they're the absolute best crypto website. So that's why we had a lot of articles from them. When I'm doing a search and I'm on those search engines, this is what's popping up. So now this is an interesting one, a fun article. I like to read these. It's titled Top Analyst Predicts 63,975% XRP rally to $333 amid grand wave anticipation. I think it'll be interesting to come back and look at these charts and these predictions once the next bull run is in. I don't know that these things would occur right now, right? Right now, things are the liquidity of the world, the M2 capital is running low. A lot of big money doesn't want to play right now for a lot of reasons, right? There's something big coming. We're pretty much in a depression. I'm just going to keep saying that because it's true. So let's read this a little bit here. It says, XRP could rally by a mind-blowing 63,975% rate to $333. Do you agree to that? Do you believe XRP can make it to $333 sometime in the future? I'm not talking about today, next week, sometime in the future. You believe that? This is according to a prominent analyst who forecast the occurrence of a grand wave on the monthly chart. Renowned crypto analyst Dark Defender is anticipating an XRP surge to $333. I'll take it. But I think it happens in the future. I'll tell you that much. Those banks got to come online. The market watcher disclosed this ambitious target in his latest analysis, citing historical data as he observed the potential occurrence of a grand wave. Says it was March. This is his actual tweet. It was March, and we announced Grand Wave 3. In April, we set the $1 target for summer and was almost achieved by summer. Interesting. Where XRP hit 93 cents. Our target for XRP was to continue breaking 93 cents towards $1.33 and $1.67 to $1.73 after the successful touch to 89 cents. I saw things a little bit differently. Just going by the psychology of what I've seen in the last bull market and what people have been telling me as far as them selling, right? So someone asked me, they said, hey, Mick, you think is going to, I can't remember what price XRP was at, but it was still sitting at a pretty good price. And someone asked me, they say, hey, Mick, you think XRP is going to go up from here or is it going to go down? You're right. And I just, not financial advice, but I think I said something like, I hope it goes up, but I think more likely it's going to go down, right? Something like that. I think I'm paraphrasing, of course. But the reason for that is because, like I said, a lot of people, when you talk to a lot of people, they write you all the time and they'll tell you like, hey, I'm probably going to sell. I'm selling everything, stuff like that. And it went down. It went down, right? So, you know, just a little random thought there. So initial XRP targets. During April, the analyst set an ambitious target of $1. They iterate what they did from the top. Let's go down here. I want to get to that interesting information that they're talking about here. So the grand wave says the technical explanation behind Dark Defender's projections lies in the grand wave targets. He boldly projected a staggering surge to $333 for XRP. At XRP's current price of 51 cents, achieving this target would necessitate a mind-boggling 63,975% increase. Not mind-boggling if you know what XRP does. It's supposed to do. And I'm not saying that this is going to happen. I'm not saying that at all. But I also would take it if it does happen. I'll be there. Whatever happens, I'm going to be there. But, you know, I'm not saying that this is going to happen. If something were to occur where XRP goes to an extremely high price, it's going to happen when those banks step in. Those banks come online. And that's why we're following the bank news so closely, because it seems like each day we get a new piece of the puzzle. They say they're going after commercial banks. Now we see they have licenses in the US in 31 different states. Then they're talking about small businesses, which also lines up with them having those licenses, which means they can sit in all the meetings that they want right now. Promote XRP, promote XRPL-based systems. So things are in play. Things are happening is what it means. And they continue to put out these articles also shining a light on that, right? So things are going to get very interesting. Let's move on to another article here. So just a wee bit of Stellar news, right? Stellar is one of our favorite assets here, right along with XRP, Algorand, Quant. Stellar news. It's from deaconherald.com, and this section is titled Soroban's launch will boost Stellar XLM's value. They always put XLM in there, but does it affect XLM directly? Like, is it? I wish that it did. I hope that it does. I don't have all of the different intricate details, but let's read this little tidbit, because usually they just mean Stellar, but they'll put XLM in there because they know it draws views. But I hope it does. It says the Stellar XLM. See how they do that? Development Foundation Smart Contract Platform. So, they put Soroban is nearing the official mainnet launch. This occurred over a year after the public preview was released. This milestone could provide a significant boost to the value of the Stellar crypto. I hope so. I really hope so. This will be great if that is the case, right? And I always wondered about the intricacies of how Soroban works. Does it work only with XLM? Is that how it is? Because a lot of what I read, it made it seem like they could use it with any asset on chain. So I don't know. It says, as it will expand its utility and use cases. The Stellar price has faced bearish resistance at 12 cents. Everything is facing bearish resistance, though, to be fair. So with the paperwick testing this level, its 12-cent support has proved to be critical to its ascent as it attempted a recovery. However, if the Stellar price manages to close above 12 cents, the next realistic price target is estimated to be 13 cents. And this could provide investors with a high opportunity to profit. In addition, the small size candle suggested fading interest from buyers. But all of this could potentially change with Soroban. Based on the Stellar price prediction, it will surge to 17 cents by the end of the year. All right, so that's their prediction. I wish they gave us a little bit more technical detail on Soroban, but I can just go to stellar.org and get that, right? So now, let's move on here. We got a little bit of Algorand news, all right? One of my favorite bank coin companies. So they tweeted this out here, and it was like a subtweet, something like that. It's about AlgoKit. It says, are you using AlgoKit to build? So it says, This is from Algorand developers. It says at All Right app is built with AlgoKit. And they have this little subtweet here. All Right app is a peer-to-peer escrow agreements powered by Algorand. Very, very interesting here. It says, quote, safely exchange goods and services with anyone through decentralized escrow. So the building continues. The setting up of things continues. Algorand, in my opinion, continues to do a good job. I think that the future, I think the future is going to be extremely bright for Algorand. It's going to shock a lot of people. I think it definitely is. They remain a very solid project. They continue to bring in big partnerships. They're the most balanced of the bank coins. And the price right now does not reflect the value in the future. It just does. It doesn't. So this article here is from cryptoslate.com and it's titled Hong Kong bond tokenization efforts yield significant operational improvements. Let's scroll down here, see what they're talking about. So it says the HKMA wrote in Project Evergreen's conclusion report that traditional bond issuance is a complicated process requiring multiple organizations to interact with several systems to manage issuance, settlement, payment, and redemption. The process is sluggish and vulnerable to errors, which means even more time is needed to ensure accuracy. However, digital bonds issued via DLT reduce the complexity by, quote, bringing together all the different parties onto one common platform, unquote, which in turn improves the overall efficiency. The HKMA added that DLT provides, quote, an immutable single source of truth, unquote, for the bonds, essentially creating a consistent and tamper-proof record. This is very good. Everything's moving forward. Things are looking good. The regulator said that DLT's capability allows immediate and concurrent settlement, significantly diminishing potential risk and latencies. It also highlighted the potential for the secondary trading of digital bonds on DLT platforms and said it could enhance liquidity and transparency. There goes the liquidity again. They're also going to want traceability as well, right? However, allowing secondary trading involves various technical and legal issues that need to be ironed out and would also require these platforms to hold securities licenses. So they have a section here titled Hurdles to Adoption. I just want to read this little tidbit because I want to get informed as well here. I didn't read this section before. It says the tokenization of traditional financial assets such as bonds is still in its, quote, infancy. You see how that's going, folks? Everything's still in a nascent phase. This is and mass adoption. Hey, one of our people here, one of our good people here, mass adoption. I appreciate you. All right. Mass adoption is hampered by various hurdles, such as the lack of interoperability. Quant is gonna go bananas. They bring interoperability to anything, anywhere, at any time, and they have a patent for chronologically ordering DLT transactions. But you see this lack of interoperability between different DLT platforms and conventional financial systems. And that's key as well. Quant links DLTs to the legacy system. People don't see what's coming. So this next article here is from thedailyhodl.com and it's titled JP Morgan, Technical Strategist Flips Bearish on the Stock Market, says tide is turning for equities. Let's scroll down, see what's going on here. I told you a lot. There's a lot of things coming. There's a change coming. Bit of a bloody market time may be coming. So JP Morgan's head of technical strategy is warning that the stock market may see further moves to the downside in the short to midterm. In a new CNBC interview, Jason Hunter says that JP Morgan is currently bearish on the stock market. So according to Hunter, the, quote, tide is turning, unquote, for the S&P 500 after the stock market index printed a recent high of 4,607 points. Quote, we stepped off our bearish view with the move above 4,200, but as the market started to roll over again from channel resistance at 4,600, some of our bearish technicals started to trigger. At that point, pattern-based signals. So we are bearish going into the fall period now. The technical strategist also says that the banking giant is keeping a close watch on the yield curve, which plots the interest rates of government bonds versus maturities. Told you that liquidity drain, T-bills, bonds. And you know, it's funny. I read an article that said that risk appetite was coming back, but how accurate that is, I don't know about that. I don't know. And there was a bond sell-off going off. I believe it was late last week. At least that's what was reported in the article. Not all articles are accurate, right? It says an inverted yield curve occurs when short-term bonds have higher yield than long-term debt instruments. An inverted yield curve has often historically preceded a recession since the 70s. Wait, recession? No, that's not possible right now. That's not possible. Why? Because in addition to that information you just said, we know for a fact, we've read it here, we've seen the charts, M2 money has contracted in a way that it has only done during each of the depressions. Not recession, depressions. Yeah. So it's a depression, not a recession. All right. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the money.